Hello, and welcome to my first ever review of Trainspotting 2. Woo! Trainspotting 2 was directed by very famous guy, Danny Boyle, director of movies such as Slumdog Millionaire, 127 Hours, 28 Weeks Later, all great pictures. Stars Ewan McGregor, Johnny Lee Miller, Ian Broomer, and Robert Carlyle. God, I hope I've named them all right. Shit. So the story of this movie takes place 20 years after the original one, and it shows us the character of Mark, returned from Amsterdam, where he lives now, back to Edinburgh, to make some amends to a mate of his that he actually betrayed. To be honest, when I first heard that Trainspotting 2 is coming out, I wasn't really sure that it's gonna work, because in the past we had some really bad sequels to the very classic and big box office movies, such as Speed 2, for example, or Taken 2 and any other sequel after that. However, there are some movies, such as Tron Legacy, that actually are quite good, and the fact that it's been such a long time after the first one actually contributes well to the story. And I think this is the case with Trainspotting 2. I think the reason it took 20 years is to show that in 20 years' time you'd think that those characters would have somehow developed their lives. They would have given up the drugs, they would have given up crime, theft and other bad stuff that could get you in trouble for life. However, that is not really the case. In fact, Danny Boyle shows quite the opposite, that those characters are exactly where they are, and perhaps they're even a bit lower. Because when you're in 20s and you undergo through the drug addiction or other stuff, you think, I still can recover, I still can have a great life. But when you're mid-40s, you start to think about it and you realize, actually I don't have that much time left. I need to do something now because I don't have anything else, I don't have any time, and if I don't recover now, this could be it, you know, and the health is different as well. That's what Ewan McGregor's character starts to understand, that he's aging, and he don't have the same tolerance towards drugs and alcohol and other shit that can kill you. I therefore have to say that the story is incredible in Trainspotting 2. It absolutely makes sense. The 20 years gap, the stuff that happened in between, the story fills in that gap pretty well. It does a good job. There are some minor flaws which I'm going to talk about at the end, because I'd like to talk about negative things separately from the positive things. However, apart from that, it's just incorporated really well. And together with the characters as well, oh my god, the characters! I am so amazed that after 20 years and after doing so many movies in their career, those actors were able to reprise those roles so faithfully, especially Spud. Oh my god, that is my favorite character in Trainspotting, because he is the odd one. You think that those are sort of the misfits of society, but Spud is a misfit to those misfits, and the way that Ian Broomer delivers that character, even after 20 years, to me it's sensational, to be honest. I don't know, I need to read the book to understand what the character is like in the book, but in the movie he does an incredible job, and to be honest, the rest of the cast as well, absolutely incredible acting, on point, and I was so engaged with what they're gonna do. They still preserve that unpredictability, that craziness of decisions, like the stuff they can do. It was so fascinating to see them interact in different actions with different people, to see them try to fit in with the real world and maybe rethink that. It was amazing. Obviously, a lot of that is thanks to the script, but the actors themselves delivered their roles to the best of their ability. I am absolutely on board with those characters, and that was an amazing performance. The last big good thing about this movie is Danny Boyle, obviously. I mean, he is a director, obviously, he created this project, he created this movie, but my god, he is the best visual director ever. Absolutely, he is incredible. The way he delivers images and the way he tries to incorporate it with the story, it absolutely makes sense. He doesn't show some unnecessary beautiful visions, like for example the domino scene in V Vendetta, when he was just trying to make the dominoes show up the V, which had nothing to do with the story. Danny Boyle is not like that at all. Every single image he puts in there actually makes sense. It merges with the story. My most favorite scene in Trainspotting 2 is when they drive in the car and they talk about the past, and there actually is a scene where he projects memories from the past on the side of the car, and the camera is panning around the car, and you see that memories being highlighted in neon lights, and it's absolutely incredible. It's so beautiful, you just want to look at it. I mean, it engages you, it makes you want to look at this picture, and the way he merges the images and the story is incredible. I feel like he almost tries to show the way these characters see the world around themselves, the way they perceive this as a almost augmented reality. Obviously, this is something I see in the movie. Maybe you guys will see something different, but for me, the images were used so properly, and some other future directors, if they want to show some beautiful, artistic, almost indie concepts, they should definitely look up to Danny Boyle when it comes to that. So the only minor flaw that I had with the movie, as for me, it was the story pacing. It wasn't slow. In fact, some sequences, like there is a chase sequence, I'm not going to say between who, but the chase sequence in the third act was very well made, and it was so fast pacing. At the same time, there were moments where there was a slow sort of suspense, and it was absolutely engaging. I was always on the edge of my seat when there were fast pacing actions. However, between those fast pacing actions, there were a lot of slow kind of dialogues or just showing of the views, landscapes, which perhaps were kind of funny or pretty to look at, but they didn't always make sense. They didn't really need to be there. I almost feel like they ran out of a bit of creativity. They didn't know what to put inside. For example, Trainspotting 1, we had a lot of side characters, like the guy who lived in the flat with them and provided them with drugs, or the family of the spot's girlfriend. But in this one, I feel like we don't get enough of that. And I wish we did, because then the movie would feel a bit more quick. Because yes, I want it to be quick. I want to be always on the edge like those characters. I want to always feel like I'm moving somewhere. And in this movie, sometimes it failed to do so. I think the visuals in this movie are incredible. They incorporated into the storytelling very well. I was absolutely enjoying, absolutely no arguments about that. Storytelling, as I said, was a bit slow sometimes. However, overall, there were plenty of amazing action scenes or dialogues or images that would make you think about what's happening around you, make you think what's happening around the characters, and they tried to tell you the story without actually speaking. So therefore, story was absolutely amazing as well. The characters as well themselves, the performance was absolutely incredible. I was always on board with them. It was amazing. And thus, Trainspotting 2 absolutely definitely gets an 8 out of 10. And I can't wait to see many more Danny Boyle's movies. I hope he makes more of them. I hope maybe he can make some of the movies based on the books of Irwin Welsh, because Filth was incredible. Both Trainspotting movies are incredible, so I hope to see much more than that. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or maybe even subscribe if you want to see future reviews. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.